My ex and best friend had an affair, so I became the best man at their wedding. The day my fiancé and my best man told me they were in love, I congratulated them with a smile. What they didn't know was that I'd already seen the prenup and I'd made sure it was rigged to self-destruct at the altar. It started 6 months before the wedding that should have been mine. I came home early from a business trip to find Mark's car in our driveway. Engine still warm, his jacket draped over our couch like he lived there. The sounds from our bedroom removed all doubt. I didn't burst in. I didn't scream. I simply took a photo of his jacket next to the best man's speech draft on our coffee table, then left to stay at a hotel. The next morning, Sarah called, sobbing about a mistake and how much we hurt you. Mark sent 12 texts about brotherhood and forgiveness. I replied with 3 words, I wish you happiness, and I meant it. Because happiness was exactly what would make their downfall so much sweeter. See, I'd always handled the finances, Sarah hated spreadsheets, and Mark thought prenups were unromantic. So when they announced their whirlwind engagement 3 weeks later, I volunteered to help. As a wedding gift, I said, my voice dripping with contrite generosity. I connected them with my guy, a brilliant lawyer who specialized in protecting assets. What they didn't know was that he was my cousin. And the document he drafted was a masterpiece of legal vengeance. Clause 4B stated that if infidelity was proven within 5 years of marriage, the guilty party would forfeit all marital assets. Clause 7C, buried in jargon, granted the third-party witness, me, full discretion to release evidence if moral turpitude was suspected. They signed it without a second glance, too eager to legitimize their betrayal. The wedding was a spectacle of hypocrisy. I stood as Mark's best man. My speech a work of art filled with inside jokes only the 3 of us understood. I toasted to trust, to loyalty, and to secrets that make a marriage stronger. I watched Sarah's smile tighten with every word. But the main event came during the ceremonial signing of the marriage license. As the pen touched the paper, the large screen behind them meant to display romantic photos flickered to life. There, in high definition, was the security footage from my living room, timestamped from the night of their affair, followed by a curated slideshow of their texts planning their trysts during my birthday dinner, my grandmother's funeral, the day I was laid off. The room fell dead silent. The final twist wasn't the humiliation. It was the law. In our state, a marriage license isn't official until it's filed. The officiant, also conveniently my college roommate, immediately voided the signing on grounds of fraudulent consent. They were legally never married. But the prenup? That was a binding contract. Sarah, who had quit her job in anticipation of being a wealthy wife, was left with nothing. Mark, whose name was already on the lease of her expensive apartment, was now legally bound to support a woman he could never truly call his wife. Last I heard, they're still tangled in lawsuits. I, on the other hand, used the groom's gift I gave them, a luxurious honeymoon suite, as a tax write-off. After all, it was non-refundable. Just like their betrayal,